All right, here we go, guys. The map is Entombed Valley, and in the bottom left part of it, we have our representative from Team SlayerS. He is living La Vida Loca, apparently. And, oh, there we go. Okay, good. Patch 1.5.
Oh, God, yeah.
Man.
Brand new patch today, guys, so we're hoping everything's working okay. So.
Hopefully nothing explodes.
Yeah.
It's been, I don't know. I haven't really tried replays yet, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, SlayerS Miya starting out for Team SlayerS in the bottom left, and up in the upper left we have Team Liquid's Zenio, a very solid Zerg player. And before the match started, you know, you mentioned Entombed Valley being the first map. Usually Frank Fields, who's our ops manager, picks the first maps for these matches, but he's been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so it actually fell to me to choose the first map for this match. I know it was
the power.
It was a huge thing, and I really did put some thought into it too. I was like, all right, what map do I pick? And so, you know, and people don't get to really hear a lot about why people pick maps for starting for tournaments. So I'll just talk about that a little bit. I thought a lot about it, and I decided out of our map pool right now, I feel like Entombed Valley is the map that favors a race the most in a matchup. I feel like Entombed Valley, even though it is starting to change a little bit, still favors Protoss, and it's picked so much by teams to have their Protoss come out and beat a Zerg player, which is so common in Team League situations right now, that I thought, you know what, let's just use that map first, and then all the other maps that are left are going to be fairly even race to race. You know, there's a little bit of deviation here and there, but I just thought, let's just get Entombed Valley out of the way first, and then we'll see what they can do with the rest of the map pool. So I can't wait to see, you know, what gets chosen. I can't wait to see what players come out. But that's just kind of a little bit of why I ended up going with Entombed Valley for the first map in the lower bracket finals.
Well, it is 15 hatch for both of our players so far. It looks like it's going to be 15 hatch, 17 pool for, no, never mind. Sorry, gas coming out for Zenio. I apologize. It's going to be pool, though, for Miya. Both players had saved up quite a bit of resources, but Zenio putting down that gas a little bit before his pool. Yeah,
he's generally been doing that in his ZVZs lately. He likes to get that Zergling speed out just a little bit sooner, and you know, with the propensity for Zergs to go hatch first right now in the matchup, just because it's a lot harder to make those all-ins work since the Queen buffs and the Overlord buffs, I feel like it makes sense that Zerg players are going to start to get gas more often as well, because if you're going to go hatch first anyway and you know your opponent is, why not get the gas before the pool as well? Your opponent's not going to be aggressive against you. If you do it this way, you can definitely get your Zergling speed a little bit earlier, and if they don't, then that gives you a little bit of a window of opportunity to maybe get in and do a little bit of damage, certainly do a little bit of scouting. So I think we're going to see more and more Zergs getting their gas before the pool, actually.
Well, and everything, okay, every time there's even a little bit of, okay. This is, like we said, guys, this is obviously from replays, but new patch did hit just today, so I apologize for any stuttering. I know there's been some issues with the patch, and we're trying to overcome them, so we may tinker a little bit in between games or something like that, but we're just going to keep fingers crossed and hope that everything pans out.
We're going to roll with it. That's right. And this match was played very recently, too, so...
Yeah.
Obviously, it couldn't have been played post-patch because that would have been like 2 hours ago. But it was played very, very, very recently. So these should be, you know, about as good as replays as we could hope for on 1.5, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a new patch, and it was a big one too. So
that is certainly right. So okay, but everything seems like it's swimming along now. Zenio actually keeping two of his workers on gas throughout the whole time here. Mailing nest coming down at about the same time for both of our players. A little bit quicker for Zenio. Nothing really to write home about though. 3 workers on gas for Miya.
Dear Mom, I saw the mailing nest for Zenio come out slightly faster.
No, that's nothing to write home about. Okay,
I'm sorry.
I told you.
I crumpled up the letter and threw it away. Don't worry.
Good.
It's fine.
All right.
I won't write home about that anymore. Dear Mom, Zenio's Zergling speed was slightly faster than Miya's.
Yes.
It was not really anything. Oh, see, I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
I have to, I don't know, maybe these guys will do something to write home about.
Yeah.
We'll see, but it's fairly standard so far. I mean, in all seriousness, it's a very normal opening in ZVZ. A lot of players these days just kind of building a couple defensive banelings early on, and then a lot of them are going into mutas lately too. I mean, roaches are still the most common. Tech path, you know, roach and fester obviously, but mutalisks I feel like we're seeing pop up more and more after this hatch first style started to get a little bit more popular again in ZVZ.
And there's Lair Tech coming out for Miya at the moment, just sitting off of 1 gas for now, but we'll probably see a couple additionals thrown on here very, very shortly. He is staying mighty safe, though, with the Spine Crawler up at the front. Their second gas finally on the way inside of his main.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably going to see gas 3 and 4 fairly soon as well, unless he is planning on just going roaches. Then we see him put down that roach horn. So that will be what he is doing. Zenio using that Zergling speed to get in there and scout a little bit. Oh, man. And okay, yeah. Zenio does see the Banelings of Miya.
Yeah, so Miya, unfortunately, not going to be able to get anything done with those, and they are cleaned up. Zenio, though, was actually putting up his lair tech overhead as natural. We used to see this a lot more often. It is picked up on by Miya, but the additional hit points were proved to be useful in some scenarios. Players had fallen out of it for a while, but I like to see it every now and again.
Well, I mean, it does give your natural a few more hit points, like you said, but it also leaves it a little bit, your tech a little bit more vulnerable. You know, if you lose your lair or later on your hive, that can be a bad thing. Slow motion for just a moment, just for dramatic effect. You know,
you guys have no idea. Like you're out there, you're watching the games. It's great. It's awesome.
You think
wonderful.
It's stressful for you?
Oh my God! If this goes down, I'm gonna cry. So anyway, you don't want Kevin to cry, all right?
No, we don't want that.
No. All right, well, Zenio, third hatch coming up now. His opponent did decide to throw down quad gas. Looks like Zenio has actually gone down that path as well just recently. His +1 missile attack coming out a little bit behind his opponent. His layer tech finishing a lot slower as well. As we can see, Miya does have his roach speed already on the way. But a Spire coming up for Zenio.
And is he going to be able to deny this hatchery? It's trying to avoid the Banelings. It's so close to hatchery. Down to 3 hit points. Oh, he gets it. No cancel. Nice micro by Zenio. That was awesome, actually. And Zenio getting a Spire, that's also awesome as well.
Oh, and may even be able to get a Queen. Wow. So, looks like he's going to get a Queen for his trouble. So, Zenio really doing some damage here at the beginning. This is very impressive.
This is big because right now, Mia's just been macroing a lot. He's been pumping out a lot of roaches, as we can see from the supply. He's been able to get a little bit of a bump in that. But Zenio, with denying that third base, is going to be able to equalize. He's going to slow things down. One thing he needs to worry about, though, is the attack that's going to be coming from SlayerS Miya. Probably going to be a +1 roach speed timing. Yeah, it looks like he is starting to move out on the map with those roaches, especially after losing that third. I think he'll want to try to do some damage in return. So will Zenio be able to do it? He does not have a Roach Warren or is Spire just yet. So he's going to need to rely on Spines, Queens, and Lings. Oh, man, that is the luckiest Queen ever. Oh, she almost got away.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the roach speed, the roaches will be able to catch up. Oh, drones try to be pulled away in time by Zenio, but looks like with barring a miracle defense here, he may just have to give up this hatchery.
Yeah, making 5 Mutalisks right away. He's making a couple roaches as well. Not making a couple roaches as well. Just looked like I was expecting him to throw down a couple, but no, going up to 10 Mutalisks.
Yeah, wow.
Just going to give up that base. I mean, he does have enough on the way that he could just give it up. It's also fine because he knows he denied his opponent's base as well, so he's like, all right, well, even if my third does end up being a little bit late now, it won't be that much later compared to my opponent's because I did also kill that too.
All right, well, the first few mutas are popping out now. That is quite a strong force. Pathogen Glance is on the way for Zenio, but he's still about 50 seconds out from being able to have, actually 70 seconds out because it does rely on Pathogen Glance usually being done before players will start producing any infestors or where they can actually have some sort of use. Now, there are quite a few Spore Crawlers coming up, but they're not in place quite yet. A couple of Queens there to complement as well. There's a nice little attack path for Zenio, though, as he does bust down the first Spore Crawler.
There's one Spine, but he's going to go ahead and kill both of these Queens. I think that's a perfectly fine decision. He can kill the Spore Crawler as well.
Wow.
And Mia's in a little bit of trouble here. He's got Infestors on the way, but they are not going to pop for quite a while. A counterattack comes into the third base. Zenio's going to need to cancel this one again. But look at just all the damage that he's doing back home. Wow, Zenio just relentless right now.
Yeah, he just doesn't care about the damage he's taking to his mutas. He knows the damage that he's inflicting is worth it. His third base does get canceled once again. It looks like he's going to send out these mutas to intercept the roaches. Of course, their DPS isn't great, but roaches can't shoot up, so eventually the Mutalisk will kill them all, even if it does take a while.
Yeah, it does help a little bit, if nothing else. And with the Infestors on the way, too, he knows he's going to need to be a little bit more careful about attacking his opponent's base. I'm curious to see if Miya is going to go for Hydralisks with this as well. We've seen a lot of Zerg players add on Hydras after getting Infestors just to kind of create a strong late game composition that is very, very good against flying units here. In Zenio getting close to denying another base, but I don't think he's going to get it this time.
Yeah. May be able to get it with the mutas, though. We'll find out. No, keep some of them back. There's Infestors up in the front now. Yeah, so just going to move around the map, pick off a couple of Creep Tumors, and then swing back for now as we can see 293 hit points. Oh, nice job capturing a few of those mutas.
You know, it's interesting because part of the point of getting these Mutalisks now in ZVZ is to get your third base up and running, and even though Zenio has the map control, has the Mutalisks out, he's not able to do that. And look at this.
He knows that 4 bundles were used, so he comes right back and he picks off the Infestors.
That is expensive, man. He does get 2 Mutalisks caught. Oh, but they get away.
Wow.
No way. Oh, man, Miya messing up big time there. I don't know if he just didn't have the energy on those infestors, if he just didn't try it. Now Zenio has a good amount of roaches himself. Things starting to look pretty good for our Team Liquid player in game 1.
That was just such a heads-up play from Zenio, though. He's like, all right, you have 4 infestors there. Use 4 fungal growths. I'm coming right back because there's nothing you can do to stop these. Wow, that's GG from Miya, and sense. Liquid takes game number 1.
Really well played by Liquid. Zenio did a great job using those Mutalisks exactly as they